Warm greetings from the high 10. It is everyday shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. I had no intention of coming back on to discuss Summer Wells and the shenanigans that has transpired with this child's disappearance. But I was sitting here watching YouTube. It's like I can't get my TV to turn on anything but YT. So it's kind of like I'm telling myself, did I just get all these electronics for YouTube videos? But nonetheless, this is what I have to say, and I want to try to be very brief because I have another live that I had scheduled for this evening pertaining to Robert Kelly. Where do I start? Candace Bly, you have got to be the biggest goofball alive. For those of you who think that she and her husband, Boy H, Alice Mulani, have done themselves a service by talking, the only thing they've done is given us more to ponder on and suspect that possibly everybody has a reason to lie. One point seems like one person's telling the truth, and then in the next second, someone's saying, "No, I didn't say that." And Candace made it clear in this part one swimming hole video. She doesn't want to do the tit for tat, back and forth, but you being interviewed, you're doing it in a very subtle way. So now in this commentary, we have you saying the tea was bought now for your mother. And if she was there, she could tell Chris it was for her. But that's the point. Candy Cane, she ain't there. Because allegedly she's left. And what I have to ask myself about that is, why would your mother leave town knowing her daughter's daughter is missing? What the hell is going on with you people? Don't you see these people are trapping you all? You have complained about the local authorities. You have complained about the gossip and the rumors, people twisting your words. But in the end, you started this, you and Don Wells. When you called 911 on June 15th, you started this. And now you have allowed the YouTubers to finish it for you by allowing yourself to be interviewed by them. You see, you can believe whatever you want to believe pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. You can believe all the rumors and the rhetoric of who did what, who shot JR. Everything is starting to come out that really you don't even know who to believe and what is the truth. So now you, Candace Bly, are denying giving Boy H an alcoholic beverage. And I guess we might as well say the vape too. And I do find it interesting. Chris keeps going on and on about the colors of the vapes and the flavor. What difference does it make? Does it have some relevance? Skittles, no Skittles, blue, red, green, cherry, Dr. Pepper flavor. Doesn't matter. Where's the baby? Where is the baby? So now we have denial of buying the boy drinks. You explain the incident of how the Mexican got to be at your house. Now it's Allison left him there. The guy wanted chicks with DICK, which makes really no sense. So what are you saying? He thought Allison was a guy dressed up like a girl. What are you saying? Do you hear how crazy this sounds for you to even repeat that while you're at the swimming hole, reliving what allegedly happened on June 15th, and somehow chicks with DICKS comes out of your mouth? I have had about enough of all of this. And this is why I said I don't want to hear nothing about Facebook, TikTok, or any other social media site pertaining to a crime, because this is how out of control it gets. It's tit for tat, back and forth. Pookie said this, Ray Ray said this. It's never ending. So I'm going to lay it out to you like this. You believe whatever you want about the disappearance of Summer Wells. You believe whatever you want about Don Wells, Candace Bly, Boy H, and the mother, Miss Mulani. But this shit's out of control now. It's way out of control. Because now she's denying giving the boy the drinks. So now we have to say he lied about taking a beverage and a vape. He lied also about her calling him to go over the story of what she didn't give him. Now she's talking to this guy saying she didn't do that. Now also putting her mother in the loop as being the one she bought the tea for, but the mother's nowhere to be found to vouch for her own self. And if we were to go find Miss Granny, would she say the same? And did she orchestrate this version beforehand? This is so ratchet. Ghetto, ratchet, holler, redneck, bottom, feeding, river, rat, ratchet. It's gone, 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 and gone. Hello, everybody in the chat. I didn't even want to speak on this because I was so disgusted with the last commentary because I saw where this was going. And I knew it was going to be like this once he interviewed her, that she would deny whatever was said about her giving him anything. And now she's also denying whatever happened allegedly between she and Allison. So now she's saying she don't really know why Allison's mad at her. She can't understand. You do know why. And I don't know what the truth is, what really went down between you and Big Girl. But something went down. And allegedly, from what the commenters were saying, Allison put her business out there pertaining to this guy. She dated him, liked him, whatever. And somehow he ended up with you. But now you're saying those two had words and she left him at your house, which looked bad on your part because you're a married woman and your husband's coming home to find a stranger in his house, which naturally that would rock a boat. But is that the truth? So now I've got to say to myself, who's telling the truth pertaining to the Mexican man? Hispanic, excuse me. Did you mess with him? You didn't. Now you're saying he wanted a chick with a D-I-C-K. Really, Candace? So at some point, when Big Girl pulled her clothes off, he didn't realize that was a girl down there. What are you saying? Are you really this slow down like Allison to go and do this? Thank you, 78. And now say he got with her in your house, mind you. That's even worse. They had relations in your house because obviously she didn't have nowhere to stay or she was visiting. Which is it? She was homeless and had nowhere to stay, didn't have her own place. So she's sleeping in your house, entertaining a man in your house, which I find that baffling that you would let a woman entertain a man in your house. Stay woke, everybody. You and your mom and kids were busy doing something else. He lays with her and finds out, well, she ain't got a ding dong. So what is this? It's ridiculous. You people are ridiculous. And yet some of you sit up here and tell somebody, don't judge her. Don't judge Mr. Wells. Are you kidding me? They are putting this garbage out here. Nobody knew these people. Nobody knew them before June 15th. So you goofy people sitting up here aiding these two, and yet right after you sitting up talking to the news about telling somebody what they should think about the Wells, she goes and does an interview with this damn man talking about chicks with D-I-C-K and laying up in her house having sexual relations with this man, denying that basically what? She ever did anything with him. And I'm surprised Chris didn't ask her. Well, the rumor is you messed with him too. Is that true? No. He skipped all over that. Then she goes on to say he left with her mother. Her mother took him over to North Carolina. He didn't have a car. Never saw him again. Never talked to him again. This is ridiculous. So sickening. This is preposterous. This version at this swimming hole. Baby never went underwater. Twisted tea never bought for Boy H. I guess the vapes weren't either. Child was alive in the backseat of the car. Child was alive when she got home. What else am I leaving out? I'll make sure I remember everything before I close out this evening. H ain't told the whole story correctly. Went off in the woods to do something. You don't know what he did. You lost track of time. You don't know what time it was. You don't keep good time. You know why you don't keep good time, Candace Bly? Because you don't do anything. You don't work anywhere. You don't go to school. You don't have a trade. You don't volunteer your time. So therefore, you don't need to watch the clock because you don't do a damn thing. You see, when you got time to just goof off all day, why watch the clock? I ain't got nowhere to be. I ain't got nowhere to go. So be it. But you see, there's something off with this story. And I'm going to end it like this. This will be the shortest live I ever do. You just effed yourself, Candace Bly. And I'm going to tell you where you effed yourself at by talking to this man. When you said you went home, you, the mother, and Summer, you drove up to that drive where you live and you made a comment about how bad the road looked. Are you listening, Candy? Because I want you to listen to what Queen is saying to you. You told Chris how bad the road looked. And we've seen how bad it looks. It's broke up, concrete and gravel. Yes, it is. I'm going to tell you where you messed up, sugar. You told him you got out and closed the gate. So are you telling me you have a gate on that drive? Because if you are saying what I think you're saying, then how the hell did somebody get up there to get your kid? And if we're to believe it's a Reaper Phantom, how the hell he got his car up the drive? They woke. See, you left that part out. Thank you, Kevin. You see, I got a feeling Boy H done told some things he didn't tell TBI. You've told some things now that you ain't told TBI. Miss Milani done told things she ain't told TBI. You all have just messed this all the way up, but yet helped us in realizing that there has been nothing but buffoonery going on between all parties involved. Candace, you should have never talked to that man. Because now you've got to explain to a sane mind how a random person that didn't know you went up that rocky drive in a standard car without tearing out their damn muffler or the bottom of their car. So now we have to assume that the Phantom came in an SUV. Stay woke. And does the gate have a lock or not? So when you said lock the gate, is there a gate in the drive or you're talking about a gate on the truck? Help me understand. And then you talk about going in the house. You added a few little extra details and you messed up there too. Because this time you're alluding to the fact that the Reaper came inside of the house and not the bottom door. So now you want us to believe that the Phantom, the kidnapper, the abductor, came up a rocky drive without being seen or heard, parked his car in your driveway, walked by your mother's camper, opened that back door, kitchen door, whichever way you want to call it, walked through your kitchen, past your kids and yourself, walked down the stairs, took Summer by the hand, picked her up, carried her back up the stairs, back through the door, past the camper, back down the drive, flipped the gates, got in his car, drove to the gate, opened the gate, closed the gate, back down a rocky driveway and into the evening with your baby. And now you throw in the boys were half asleep. You are priceless. And you have no shame about yourself. For 1 minute listening to you at that swimming hole, I could have had a heart and said, could I be wrong about this lady? Could she actually be feeling so terrible about people talking about her? Somebody could have taken her child. Could we be wrong? Because many of us have made mistakes thinking people were involved in a crime. But let me tell you something. When you added these extra details, I knew better. Because now you're throwing your kids in the mix with saying they were half asleep. But see, you forgot what you told us before about them always playing that Minecraft game and always saying, why do you play it so much? Don't you have something else you can play? So you want me to believe they were half asleep, all three playing the video games? So now you're trying to set up how the Reaper came inside undetected. You're now using your kids as a scapegoat of being half asleep and not seeing the Reaper come in and take your baby. You are a dirty piece of you know what. You have no fucking shame. And if I'm to believe you have a gate on that drive, there's no way I believe somebody came up. So I need you to explain which gate you're talking about. Gate on the drive or a gate on your automobile? Because the way it sounded, it's like you pulled up and opened the gate. That's what I thought I heard in this swimming hole interview. You should have never talked to that man. You should have never talked to that man. H should have never talked to that man. You all have just sealed your own fate. One kid is close to getting his head busted by telling your damn business, whether it's true or not. Now you are changing the narrative of what happened on June 15th. Now there's a gate. You just added a week ago about putting on a knee brace for your mother. We never heard that in the beginning of the story. You never mentioned that on the news. Now you're saying the kids were half asleep playing video games. So you're alluding to the fact that would be an easy way for the Reaper, Phantom, Abductor to come in. But see, the gist of the story is this, Candace Bly. Where were you when the Reaper came in? If grandma's in the camper, the boys are half asleep playing the video games. Where was Candace Bly when he or she came in and entered downstairs and took Summer from downstairs and he or she came back up the stairs? Where was Candace Bly? You just sealed your fate. You just sealed your fate, homegirl. I will be no longer participating in this he said, she said shit pertaining to any of these people and any more stories and any more versions. I'm done with all of it. I want to thank you for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. Thank you for your support. Join me later for a live pertaining to the new allegations against Robert Sylvester Kelly. You all have a safe evening and God bless you. This is Everyday Shenanigans.